I am not gonna lie to you, I am so scared for this video. This is my next video in my full face of series, and today I have a full face of Made by Mitchell, and let's say, things could go very wrong today. I never normally do this, but I kind of treated myself. I was a little bit cheeky, and I kind of swatched a few things very, very lightly, and I kind of went through these things. And I don't think some of these are gonna work out for me, and that is absolutely fine, but I thought, you know what, I want to put them to the test, I want to put them on my face, and I want to try my best. I did say in my full face of revolution, if that video got 150 likes, I would do the next video in the series, and that video did get 150 likes. Now, just before we get into the video, I'm going to say if this video gets 160 likes, I will do a full face of Beauty Bay, because I know a lot of you guys are requesting that, so definitely like down below if you want this series to continue, and definitely subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more full faces of, if you would like to see colourful makeup, if you want to see Get Ready With Mes and Project Panning. That's what I do here, and I'm trying to hit 6k by the end of April, which would be insanity. So if you would like to subscribe and stay tuned, then that would mean the absolute world to me. Okay, no more procrastination. No more procrastination. Let's go. I've been eyeing up Mitchell for a while. Mitchell is one of those brands that is like TikTok famous, but not really YouTube famous, I think. It's very much a TikTok brand. And I have thoughts. I do have thoughts. I already had a few products from Mitchell. So I already had a bronzer, Drip Drip, obviously, and 3 eyeliners, which if you've been on my channel before, you will know my thoughts on. All the rest of the things was bought by me, and everything will be linked down below, so if you do see something in this video that you like, definitely check out my links. They will be affiliate links, which means I earn a small commission from that, which obviously helps out the channel so much. So, I'm procrastinating. Let's go. You will see why in a second, because this is gonna be, I think it's gonna come out fine. I think I have a vision. My skin is not looking the absolute best today. I've got a lot of breakouts on this side. I'm not sure why. My skin just decided to treat me today. Okay, hair is pinned. So, I don't use primer. I've said this in a lot of videos. I just moisturize my skin. My hair is going to annoy me like that all video. Hang on, let me sort my hair out. More procrastination. Okay, so I bought all of these things from Beauty Bay, and they were having a massive Mitchell sale. So definitely have a look to see if the sale is still going, because I got a lot of these things on a really good steal. So there were 2 foundation options, and I decided to go for the Mitchell Build foundation. Now, I had a plan of action when buying this foundation, because recently, if you've been on my channel, you'll know, I've been in the habit of buying foundations that are way too dark for me. So obviously plan A was to get a shade that matched, but plan B was to get a shade that was rather too light than too dark, just so that I can kind of mix it with those really deep foundations. This was not the plan though. This was not the plan. I always say I'm a pasty white ghost, but this... Something that I noticed on Beauty Bay, oh my god, right, let's just... Something that I noticed was that there are no swatches, and there are also no colour descriptions of any of these base products, which I'm really confused about. I'm so pale. Oh my god. This is the shade LB2. Normally I am the palest shade in every foundation that I use. Not this one, clearly. But there was no shade descriptions. There was no, like, tone descriptions. It was just LB 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. No warm, no cool, no medium, no light, no nothing. So that was really not great. And also just like swatch pictures like on the arm, there was nothing of the sort. I should have worn a hoodie or something today to try and blend it somewhat, but no, I had to wear a strappy top, didn't I? Yes, of course I did. That's half my face. Okay. This is so pale. This is like a concealer, like a brightening concealer shade for me. This brand is definitely pale skin friendly, and I sometimes do struggle, and I know like a lot of people with super pale skin do struggle to find foundations. So it's definitely very pale friendly. As I said, I normally get the palest shade, and this is white. This is very pale. It does seem to dry slightly on the skin, so maybe do a section of your face at a time, because that is something that I'm noticing. And then I'm just going to go over with a beauty blender. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, let's just look at the formula, shall we? Let's just look at this as a foundation, and let's take away the shade scariness. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, it seems to be quite a matte formula, which is great, which is fine. The coverage actually isn't as amazing as I thought it would be. You can definitely still see my pimples here. I'd say it was more of like a medium coverage. Like you can definitely see kind of everything. It does look a bit dry. Kind of around here, I'm getting a little bit of dryness, and also around my nose as well. I'm gonna put another layer on just on my breakouts. I do quite like that it's got this like doe foot applicator, because I can easily use it to mix with my deep foundations. And I'm just gonna use a little brush to just tap that out on my breakouts, just because I would like some coverage on them. My skin has just been in a mind of its own recently, and I'm just here for the ride, I think. I'm just a passenger. It is dry, it is matte. So yeah, if you are like me and you have very dry skin, maybe just extra moisturize when you put this on. I don't think this is meant to be a like subtle no makeup foundation. But then that being said, the coverage like isn't full. Obviously, ignore the shade match. It is a little bit dry on my nose, but like most foundations are, to be honest. My nose is a very like sticky area. However, I am noticing it's kind of clinging onto my hairs. Can you see? I'll just turn the brightness down a little bit. It's like clinging on here to my hairs. And then around my nose, it's a little bit dry. I turn the brightness down because you can normally see things a little bit better when the brightness is turned all the way down. And then it's a bit dry near my hairline as well. What is that? That I think is where it's clung to a dry patch, and now it's all just come off. So that's great. Not much coverage on these. I'm not blown away. I'm not sure what my brightness setting was on before, so if that looks different, I'm very sorry. I'm not blown away with this foundation. I honestly think I'm just going to use this as a mixing foundation, because I mean, it is super, super pale. I am going to bronze up and everything later on, but yeah, I think I'm just going to use this to lighten up my other foundations, and that's pretty much it. I'm not like thrilled about it. But there's another product that I don't think I'm going to be thrilled about either. The famous Blurshes. I have talked about these so often, and I have tried them once upon a time, way, way, way back in the day. I did try a Blursh because everyone was like raving about them and saying how amazing they were. And I tried them, and I remember them just being patchy. I remember them not blending very well. I remember just really struggling with them. However, with this Made by Mitchell order, I did get a free Blursh with my purchase. So I thought, you know what? It's free. I may as well try it. This is the shade Sweet Cheeks, as you can see. It's a very, very fuchsia pink. It's a pinky pink, but you know what? That might be good because it might help me cover up my acne spots on my temples, which would be amazing. So I don't really know what the best way to use these are. I used to just pop them on my cheeks and try and blend them out, and they just didn't work like that. They just stuck to my skin and wouldn't blend out. So I think, I mean, let's swatch this. Oh, that is pink. Let's see. As I said, this was just a free gift with purchase, so I thought I might as well use it. Should I pick it up from my hand? I never like doing that, but I mean, I think I kind of have to with this. Let's start tapping it in. I'm using quite a dense blush brush, and I'm just gonna try and blend it out. I just feel like they look quite dry, and obviously I have got dry skin, so things may look dry and it may just be my fault, but things don't normally look this dry with me. Does Mitchell have oily skin? Because if he does, that would make a lot of sense. Okay, it's pigmented. They are pigmented. Like, I'm not gonna take that away from him. Like, they are always very, very pigmented. All the shades that I've tried have been, like, in that department, really, really good. But it's just like, it's quite a dry formula. It takes quite a while to blend. I know Make Me Up Misser absolutely loved these things and like lived, breathed and died for these things. I'm just not seeing the hype, really. I really don't like putting product on the back of my hand either. I would much rather just whack it on my face. But that is what the blush looks like. Very pink. Oh my god, these pimples. I don't understand why. I don't understand. That is what it looks like. It's a very, very, very Barbie sweet pink colour, which does not go with my skin tone whatsoever. I have quite a yellow skin tone, so these super pink shades don't really go with my skin tone much, but that's okay. I did notice as well, a lot of you guys, when I said I'm going to be doing a full face of Mitchell, a lot of you guys were like, we don't really care. And I thought this would be a really popular brand, but a lot of you guys were just kind of like, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that was interesting. I thought that this would be a lot more, you know, highly anticipated, but maybe not. But as I said, my Beauty Bay full face of is actually ordered. This video just needs to get 160 likes. It's like fine. It's nothing crazy revolutionary. I just don't really get the hype with this. I just don't. I'm sorry, I don't. I'm actually going to use this as a concealer, like the foundation, because I might as well. It is so pale and it does have a doe-foot, so I might as well just whack this under my eyes. Because there was actually no concealer or powder in my shade available on Beauty Bay. A lot of the pale shades were sold out, so I'm just going to use this. And I don't normally do this, but I am going to cover my eyelid as well, just because I am so pale right now. I just want everything to match a little bit more. I mean, it's a nice concealer. That as a concealer shade would work really well for me, so maybe this can be a lightening foundation and a concealer in one. That would be nice. Maybe if I'm on the go or if I'm traveling, I can have this to mix and also to conceal. So I think it does have a function in my collection. I think it definitely does have a place. I just don't think it's as an actual foundation. Even if it was my shade, it's just like, it's not got the coverage that I thought it was gonna have. And it is very dry. It's a very drying matte foundation, which normally I'm fine with matte foundations. I do quite like a matte foundation, but not one that's going to cling to dry patches, because I've got a lot of dry patches. I'm just going to set with my Huda Easy Bake, because there was no Made by Mitchell powders. So slightly cheating here. I'm very sorry. This is a really pale powder as well, so I'm going to look... Oh my god, I'm gonna look so dead. I can't wait to bronze. Cannot wait to bronze right now. Okay, I'm a little scared to look at my face after powdering because it was already looking a little bit dry anyway. But let's do it together. Let's have a look. Okay. Okay. I've got some thoughts. I have some thoughts. I'm going to zoom you in again. So I'm getting dryness around my nose here, which is quite prominent. That does happen a lot of the time. So maybe it is this foundation, but I'm not going to really poo-poo on it because that does happen a lot. The kind of clinging has got a little bit better, I think. It looks a lot better. So that's good. Between my brows, is looking quite dry, as you can see there. It is looking quite flaky. Like my forehead here is looking quite dry. The blush is like fine. It was just a bit of a hassle, but that's fine. Yeah, so we're not doing great so far. I did say at the start of this video I was a little bit apprehensive, and yeah, I think I was right to be. But now is the time I've been waiting for. It is bronzer time, and you know what? This, as I said at the start of the video, this is a product that I already have in my collection, and you know what? I really, really do enjoy this product. This is the Bronze Pod by Mitchell, and I think this is such a nice product. I have the shade Bronze Mom, and it is a domed baked bronzer with a slight sheen in it, and this is just my idea of heaven. Let's try and bring this back, shall we? Let's try and bring this back. I like to use fluffy brushes when it comes to shimmer bronzers, because if you use a precise brush, it can look like really intense, the shimmer. I use way too much there. Oh no. You know what? Maybe that's good, because I am a little bit too pale. I'm just hoping that this makes me look a little bit more alive. That would be nice. I have put way too much on, but maybe that's a good thing. Okay, I feel more me. I feel a little bit more put together now. I feel a little less like anemic. And you know what? Putting that bronzer on over that blush has kind of made it like a peachy shade. And that is definitely what I normally go for, like more peachy blushes. So maybe that was a good thing as well. Who knows? Who knows? But I am going quite heavy with this bronzer for obvious reasons. I do think I look a little bit more me, a little bit more my skin tone. But I mean, it is a lot of bronzer. That's a lot of bronzer. Oh, that's a lot of bronzer. I'm just gonna try my best. This video is not going well, is it? I think this is such a staple product though. I know a lot of people don't like it because of the shimmer in this, but if you do have more dry skin, it just gives you a little bit of life, which I always need. That foundation is starting to settle in my nose lines. Ooh, okay. I really like this. I feel a bit more me now. I feel a little bit more put together. You know what though? This is a great foundation for like my self-confidence, because I am a little bit self-conscious sometimes of being so pale. And this foundation just said, no, Caitlin, you're actually not that pale. It's okay. It's all right. So maybe I am tanned. Who knows? I'm going to just try and tap a little bit more of that blush on. I've not taken any more on the brush. I'm just using what was left over just to add some back. There we go. You know what? I'm feeling less pasty white now, and that is so good. I'm so happy about that. This is just a really nice shade. But again, when I bought this, I remember being really stuck on the shade, because again, there was I don't think there was any real like swatches. It was just like this picture. And it's so difficult to find your shade when it's not proper swatches online. It's just really, really difficult. So I really wish that we could have more in-depth swatches and in-depth product descriptions. I know the lipstick, which obviously we'll talk about in a bit, the lipstick had some product descriptions and some, you know, proper swatches, but a lot of the other things didn't, which is a little bit hard, especially online shopping. And this next product is one that, I mean, no swatches again. This was a massive leap of faith. This is the highlight. This is the Blush Pressed Lights Highlighter Duo, and I got the shade Dripped in Ice. There was a more neutral duo, but it was sold out, so I ended up having to get this because all of the rest of the shades were just way too dark for my skin tone, especially with this foundation. But this terrifies me because one of these highlights looks pure silver. Oh, it's like creasing. That Huda powder is normally like really good for creasing. It like stops everything creasing, but this is like, yeah, it's creasing under my eyes quite a lot. Okay. Okay, great. So you can see, it's like pure silver. I'm gonna swatch them and see what the deal is here. It's literally silver. Like, what? I guess I could use it as an eyeshadow. I might try it today because otherwise I don't think I'm ever going to try it, like, ever. And this did come with a little brush as well. This is a really nice little highlight brush. My highlight brush is so dirty, so it's nice to have another one. And this one is slightly smaller as well, so there we go. I'm a little bit scared. I'm going to go for this lighter one first because it's the one that I'm least scared about. Also, though, there was like little like lines in this. I don't know if you can see it, but you see this little like crease looking thing? There was a few of those in the product. I don't know if that's just like a, I don't know. I don't know how that would happen, but it did. So here we go. I'm gonna pop this on the cheek. Ooh. Ooh, that looks nice. I'm gonna try not to highlight my pimple. Oh, that looks so pretty. Oh, I like this. Finally, something that I like. That's nice. It's glittery without being like too much. It does also have like some kind of base to it, so it's not just pure glitter, which I appreciate. That's a nice highlight. I was so worried about this. I kind of wish I'd have got the neutral, the actual neutral one, the one without the silver, but I will try it. I'll pop it on top of this and see what happens, but that's a really nice highlight. I do tend to like Mitchell's powder products a lot more than his creams. I have said that a lot in the past. This is nice. Okay, and now I'm going to go in with this shade. And I'm going to pop this on top. Oh, wow. Okay. That's silver. That's silver. Can you see that? That's like Tin Man silver. I don't understand it, to be honest. Maybe with like a blue look. That could be kind of cool. But yeah, I don't understand a silver highlight, to be honest. I don't really know anyone who wears a Tin Man silver highlighter. That's okay though. I mean, it's blinding. From far away, actually, it doesn't look too silver. I don't know. I'm so confused about this product. Maybe if I mix them, it'll look nicer. I'm going to mix them on my... Oh no, that is silver. I can see the like gunmetal silver metalliciness on my chin. Yeah, I'm not going to mix them. I'm just going to use the lighter shade. I could obviously always use this one as an eyeshadow, but like, I don't know. I kind of wish that the white one was in the big spot and then this one was in the little spot, because I just don't think I'm going to be using a silver highlighter. It doesn't actually look too bad. Maybe I could mix this in with like super yellow tone highlights just to kind of tone them down. But again, I'm almost trying to make excuses for this. I'm almost trying to like justify it rather than actually enjoying it, if that makes sense. But the white one looks really nice. So that's good. That's something at least. I'm just a little bit confused by that, I think. Yeah, I do wish that I'd have got the pure neutral one. But again, it was sold out. A lot of Mitchell is sold out on Beauty Bay all the time, which like I'm confused about, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it does confuse me because obviously right now we've had the bronzer be a good product, which is one that I already owned, and then this highlight, well, half the highlight, be a good product, which that's kind of it. The mixing foundation, I'm just going to use as a mixer. I really am. I'm not going to... This brush is really nice, actually, though. This brush, I do like that. This is the... What is this? Oh my god, that's so hard to read. MF18, I think. That's a nice little highlight brush. I like that. Right, I'm going to prime just with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Right, let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. So, of course, I bought the blue eyeshadow palette because this is me. This is the Made by Mitchell Eye Clouds palette in Blue Your Mind. And I am very confused about this colour story, I can't lie. We've got 4 colours that don't seem to really go together. I mean, the 2 bottom shades could go together quite well, but I'm a little bit confused about this just from a colour story perspective, but that's okay. I'm going to try my best to make this work. I am just going to get rid of my concealer lips quite quickly because A, it's distracting, and B, my lips are dry, so yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Oh, we've got our first shed. Can you see? The brush has shed. So I'm going to go in with this shade Midnight, which is the deep purpley shade. And I do have a look in mind. We'll see. We'll see. I'm looking quite dry. Oh, hang on. Before we do eyeshadow, like in the cracks of my nose, it's looking very, very dry. Yeah, here. That's dry. I mean, look at the highlight though. That's nice. Okay, anyway. Oh, something that I was going to say as well. A lot of these things came in the cardboard packaging and then shrink wrapped in plastic as well, which like, it could be a nitpicky thing, but I know like environmentally friendly things are like all the rage right now. I don't find it necessary to cardboard box a product and then shrink wrap it as well. And also one of these things came in a full like plastic, like bubble wrap case, but only one of the things, like I don't know, it just wasn't very environmentally friendly. That's something that I kind of noticed that could be like really nitpicky, but I thought it was just something that I should let you guys know about as well. So I've got Midnight on a teeny tiny brush. I'm going to start on the middle of my eye, come down, and then go out in that kind of shape. That's very pigmented though, straight off the bat. I've not put much pressure on it. Looks nice. My dog is snoring away right now, so if you can hear that, I am very sorry. Okay, that's what that looks like. That's very smooth actually. Very smooth, very pigmented. Yeah, I do like that. That's nice. Okay, now I just gotta get it even on the other side. Everyone's favourite part. I kind of had a lot of faith that the eyeshadows would be very pigmented because it is a very like non-natural brand. It's not one of these like clean girly brands, which I'm so thankful for because like I am definitely not a clean girly brand either. So this, like, I wish that more of these products worked for me because this brand, like, I do align with this brand so well. I feel like it is a brand that like aesthetics wise is great for me, but from this video I think I've just learned that it's not, unfortunately, a brand for me, and that's okay. Okay, so now on the same brush, I'm gonna go in with the purple, which is called Perps and Caicos, and I'm gonna just blend very, very carefully on top of that. If you've been on my channel, you'll know that I've been wanting to get more into creative makeup looks recently. I've been doing a lot of very, very kind of out there looks. So this is one that, again, I wanted to kind of challenge myself a little bit with something different and something new. I'm kind of realizing I should have done it the other way around. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm just thinking out loud right now. We'll manage to fix it. Don't you panic. So yeah, I'm just doing something a little bit different. Something that I wouldn't normally do. A shape that I wouldn't normally think of, but I don't know, I just like challenging myself recently, stepping out my comfort zone, playing with colour. So yeah, if that sounds like a good time to you, then definitely stick around. Okay, I'm going to go back into the first shade, which is the darkest shade. And I should have done this bit first, but that's fine. I'm going to take this and just do a little flick up here. I don't know. Is it cool? Is it weird? Is it not good? Is it crappy? Is it whatever? I don't know. Maybe it is. But I want to be creative today and I want to try new things. I mean, the eyeshadows themselves, obviously I can't really test their like blendability with these kind of looks, but they're definitely very pigmented so far. And I'm very happy about that. Okay, then I'm going to go in with the shade Cockpit, which is the teal, on another very small brush, and I'm going to try and blend these two together, which might not work very well, especially on such a small area, but I'm gonna try. Barely even feel like I'm touching my skin right now. That's super pigmented though. I'm barely touching it, and hey, I know it's kind of hard to see it on the main camera because it is such a small look, but that's done really well. Okay, here we go. Very different. I'm gonna take the tiny brush again just to blend that purple a little bit. These definitely aren't even. That's okay. Okay, and the reason why I said I should have done this first is because I would like to cut it out, but I'm very close to this purple. I'm just taking my time, being very, very gentle here. And I'm not making the same mistake that I made a few videos ago, or I think it was Monday or whenever it was that I filmed. Normally I would put the concealer on the brush and then just do it from there. But today I'm actually putting the concealer on my hand and then just taking tiny amounts on the brush so that it's not like overwhelmed and overloaded, because I nearly ruined my last look doing that. I just feel like cut creases look so good. Oh yeah, this would have been so much easier if I'd have done this first and the purple wasn't there, but that's okay, that's okay. I got a little bit carried away, I think. You know what though, because this is so dry, it might actually work really well as like a cut crease base. I'm actually not using this as a cut crease though. Maybe I'll do that as a cut crease on the lower part, because I like to use my collection Lasting Perfection because this is quite a dry formula. So when I cut the crease, it's not like too runny or goopy. It does really do the job well. So maybe I will try the Mitchell foundation. And if you have the Mitchell foundation and you're kind of worried and you don't really know how to use it, maybe we've just figured it out. Now we can move back to the purples. I'm gonna take, how am I gonna play this? I'm gonna take a somewhat small brush, but it's still kind of fluffy. It's very dirty. I'm gonna dip in once, tap it all off, because these are pigmented and quite deep as well. And I'm just gonna use that to blend this purple. It's like a basic look, like basic, but it's kind of cool. You know, this is what I kind of had in mind. I do have a glitter as well to try, so I will be trying that. I say try. I've had Drip Drip for so long and I know I love it, so that's another plus for this video. Okay, so now instead of my collection, I'm going to try this foundation as a cut crease. I don't know if it has the pigment. That's the thing. We'll try. Looking at it on my hand, it is quite a thin formula. It's like thick but thin, you know? I don't know how to describe it. But let's try and cut a crease with this. You know what? That's worked. Okay, I'm finding more uses for this. If it doesn't work as a foundation, it might work as something else. I do feel like I've spent a long time doing not that much with the eyes, but I do quite like the effect of this. I just think it's really cool. It's quite like simple, kind of. Like it's not much going on, but I like the effect. This was the look that I had in my brain, and I'm glad that I've done it. Okay, I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do with the eyes because they are creasing a lot, and it's probably because of that concealer slash foundation that I put on them at the start of this video. I did put eye primer on as well, but I don't really know how I'm gonna start covering that up because things are getting a little bit cakey. But that's okay. So I'm going to use my glitter next. This is Drip Drip, and this is technically a blush formula. It can go a little bit patchy. That is something that I have noticed with this. All of the blushes, in my opinion, can go quite patchy. But if you're careful with this and just use it on the eyes, I think this is a really, really nice glitter. It's like a silver with like kind of a sheer base, but kind of not. It's just so pretty. I love using this as a glitter. And I didn't swatch this palette for you. Oh my goodness me. So we have, what do we have? Cockpit. We have Eclipse. I will try and incorporate this shimmer blue somewhere. I don't know where yet. Wow, they are very pigmented. And then the bottom two shades are Perps and Chaos and Midnight. And again, they're super, super duper pigmented as well. So that's the palette swatched. And then drip, drip there. So I'm going to take drip, drip. And I'm going to tap it on my lid and just blend it out. And bring it up into almost my crease at the front. And then out on the lid. Up into the crease and out over the lid, in the inner corner and up. Something about drip drip is it does stay quite tacky, and I actually really like that, because normally the way I like to use drip drip is I like to use it as almost like a glitter glue. So other glitters can layer really nicely on this because it does have that like tackiness which just serves as a glitter glue, and I love that. But I know that if you're not going to use it as a glitter glue and you're just kind of going to use it on its own, that can be like really weird feeling and like not the best kind of feeling thing in the world. Like, I do understand that. I'm just gonna do the same on the other eye. Okay, super glittery, super shimmery. I do like that. Oh, I like that a lot. We've had a good day. It's not been patchy today. So now what I think I'm going to do is go in with this shimmer Eclipse on what kind of brush? Maybe like a fat, wide brush. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try and use it as kind of like a smoky liner and just kind of go all the way around and blend it a bit. I just want to use all the shades, to be honest. Like, if I didn't want to use all the shades, I probably wouldn't do this, but I want to use all the shades, so that's what I'm going to do. Oh, I could feel my eyelids sticking together a little bit with that glitter, but it should dry down pretty soon. Okay, and then on a really small brush, I'm going to go in with this darker shade and just really press that into my lash line, just to make it super deep and super smoky. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Kind of fun, right? Kind of interesting, kind of different. Love that. So next, I have my eyeliners. So this is the Mitchell Make a Mark eyeliner. I think I'm going to use the shade Buttermilk today, which is the yellow. Now, I have thoughts about these. Some days I love them, some days I hate them. I don't know what day it's going to be today. Hopefully, I'm going to love them today. So I have three shades. I have Buttermilk, which is the yellow. I have Wave After Wave, which is the blue, and I have Seafoam, which is the green. I do store these upside down, so hopefully, I'm hoping that they are going to work today. However, they can run out really, really quickly. So I'm just a little bit worried, and I'm just going to kind of do a really thin line. Yeah, you can't see that pigment whatsoever. I'm drawing, you can see I'm drawing. I'm drawing, I'm drawing, I'm still drawing, I'm still drawing. Nothing has come off at all. So you know what? I really like this look. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of a mark here and then leave it, I think. There's just nothing, there's nothing coming off at all. I'm trying, I'm drawing. I'm drawing, I'm drawing, I'm drawing. You can see my skin moving, but just nothing, there's nothing happening. So no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to ruin this because I do like this look. I don't want to just ruin it by putting this on. But if you press hard, these kind of work. I mean, even that swatch was really underwhelming. Look, can you see that? I'll press hard again. If you press hard, you can see these, but if you're doing like really fine strokes, nothing comes off with these. Just nothing at all. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm not gonna do it. I hope you guys understand. I just don't want to ruin it. So now let's talk about lips. I actually saw these on Trendmood when these first released and I was so intrigued by these. So the fact that I've got my hands on these now, I'm really excited. This is the Mattitude lipsticks and I got the shade Angel Delight, which is a really nice nude brown, which is what I love going for. I love these nude browns. So I'm really excited. I'm a little nervous that it says matte, but I have hope. Okay, I'm gonna get a lip liner. That's just a random one. I didn't buy a Mitchell lip liner. Oopsies. Angel Delight. I'm really nervous. Let's swatch this first. Oh, that looks like a me shade. Please don't be too matte. Please don't be too matte. It pulled me in because it's kind of like shiny. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, it feels nice. Okay. It's lighter than I thought it would be. It's comfortable so far. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely lighter than I thought it would be. I thought it would be more of like a deeper brown, like a medium deep brown. But that's like comfortable. Okay, it's almost like a moussey formula, like a mousse comfort matte. So I'm really, really happy about that. Okay, I did run off to do my brows and my lashes. My brows aren't Mitchell. I did do a very cheeky, sneaky thing and I put my Urban Decay eyeliner on. I'm sorry, but I wanted to pull this whole thing together and I feel like it really does that. So, full face off. Let me go through things. I will first of all get rid of all the flakes in my hair. I will first of all go through all of the products and say whether I like them, whether I think they're good, my thoughts, and then I will zoom you in and you can really see everything because things have settled and I have things to talk about. So let's go just the order that I did my face. The foundation. As a foundation, I don't think I will be using just on its own. I think I will be using this just as a mixing kind of medium, just as, I don't know, like things like my Catrice, for example. Like you can see the difference there. I'm in the middle. So if I put my Catrice on, I can dot this around my face, make it a little bit lighter. I'm just going to be using it for that. And I might also use it as a cut crease little product as well because it worked really, really nicely on this purple cut crease here and I'm really, really happy about that. It looks really good as a cut crease kind of thing. This is a thin formula, but it behaves like a thick formula, if that makes sense. Like it does dry to your skin, so do a section at a time with this because it does have a bit of a habit of sticking to the skin and not being able to blend out. But it's also very, very dry. I will zoom you in, like I said. Under the eyes, I've creased a lot. I don't normally crease this much. It's creased, and around my nose, it is looking a little bit cakey. It's looking a little bit just dry. It did cling on to some dry patches. So yeah, I'm just going to be using this to mix with other things because it's not the best for me personally. The Blursh, I don't think I'll be using again, to be honest. It's A, not my shade. It's very, very pink, but B, like it's so much effort to use it. I could just put my brush in a powder and then put it on my cheeks and then it'll be absolutely fine. With this, you've got to put it on the back of your hand, then you've got to like blend it onto the brush, then you've got to layer it and you've got to blend it. It's also quite a dry formula. I don't know if it's just Mitchell's formula in general. It seems to be quite dry in general. I don't really know. I don't know how to describe it. But this again, I have used them before in the past and I found that if you put it on your cheeks and you like either swiped it or dotted it on your cheeks and then tried to blend it out, it would stick to that spot and it just wouldn't look great. And I feel like it would still do the same thing. This, as I said, was a free gift, so I've not really lost anything by trying it, but yeah, it's not something that I'd be reaching for a hell of a lot. I thought maybe they'd reformulated. I thought maybe it could be a bit better, but I'm still not wowed by that. The bronzer, I love. This was in my collection before this video, was even thought of, and I think this saved the look, to be honest. I still look quite pale, but I'm definitely not as pale as I looked before. It was a lot, but I feel like this bronzer has saved us a little bit. I feel like it's made me look a little bit less pasty white. I think this is so nice. It's got whatever the hell that is at the back of it. It needs a clean, that's for sure. It does have that shimmer in it, so if you're not into a shimmer bronzer, maybe steer clear of this. But for me, I think it's really, really nice. I love this. I'm going to keep using it. I've used it for a very long time, and yeah, this is a really good product. I would really recommend that. Next, we had the highlight. You know what? The more I'm looking at it, the more I'm kind of liking it. Is that crazy? The pale one in particular is really, really, really nice. It's like an everyday, just very, very kind of icy highlight. Really like that. This silver, I'm not sure. I think for a cool toned, like avant-garde, out there kind of look, this could be really, really nice. I don't think I'd wear this just every day. You know, I don't think I'd just be throwing this on to go to the shop with my like very natural, you guys know me, I don't really do natural makeup, but you know what I mean, like my kind of normal everyday kind of looks. I don't think I'd be wearing it then. Maybe as an eyeshadow it could be really nice as well, but yeah, I'm just, I don't know about that one. I am actually going to put this shade on my inner corner. It is really blinding. It's really, really nice. I do really like this highlight. Again, it's just this one I'm not sure about. I need to keep playing with that because I'm not sure. This packaging as well is so obnoxious. I'm just going to say that. What happened to like this? You know, I don't know. Bit like, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. That's mean. The eyeshadow palette, I'm actually really happy with. I was very, very nervous for this because at first glance, it doesn't really go together. The colour story is just a bit like weird, I found. But this look, I've really, really enjoyed. It is like, I keep saying it's simple. It's not. It's just minimal. It's like minimal, crazy. You know, I like it though. I think it's really, really cool. I am excited to keep using it. The pigment on this is mad. So I'm really excited to do some crazy, intense blue looks with this. Yeah, it's going to be really, really nice, I think, just to keep playing with it. It's definitely like an underdog kind of eyeshadow palette, but I think it's nice. Mitchell Blursh in Drip Drip, really nice, love it. It can go patchy, it does make your eyelids stick together a little bit for the first like 5 minutes, but once you get through that, really nice, really glittery, beautiful. The eyeliners are just so bad. I don't like the eyeliners at all, I just don't like them. I don't like them. They don't have enough pigment for me. If you're doing very precise, like thin lines, you're not going to get anything. If you're doing a big chunky wing, these will work pretty well for you. But if you're doing, like I tried to do, just like an outline of something really finely and really like flowy and nice, it just, no. I feel like the pigment doesn't get to the tip of the pen. The pigment is only in the middle of the pen. So if you're trying to use the tip for like little accents and little bits and bobs, you're just not going to get there. So these I don't like. I think these are going to be going in my next declutter. I might keep the blue because I do like a blue wing every now and then, but I'm just not a fan of them. And then the lipstick, it's nice. I was a little bit scared of the word matte, but this is comfortable. This is about as far as I'd go when it comes to matte products. I am comfortable wearing this on its own, but any drier than this, and I'd be struggling a little bit, I think. I'd still probably like a gloss over the top, but I can deal with it. It's nice. So let me zoom you in and we can assess. Okay, here we go. First glance, this is what we look like. I need a mirror. Let's talk. So straight away around my nose is looking not the best. It's looking very dry. It's kind of caking and almost crumbling around my nose. And the other side isn't too bad, but it's definitely collected in my nose crease, which is great. In between my eyebrows, I think now that it's been able to sit for a bit, it definitely looks a little bit better. But my fine lines, you can definitely see them, which is not normal for having worn makeup for an hour. That's not quite normal. The collecting on the cheeks is definitely got a little bit better, which is good. And then the forehead, do you remember where it was all like crumbling and flaking? I think with the bronzer, it's looking a lot better. My under eyes look very dry. I don't know if this has the coverage to be a concealer because you can still see my kind of dark circles underneath. So I don't think I'm going to be using this as a concealer again. I do just think this is going to be cut crease or mixing with other foundations. I just don't think it's going to be one for me, which is fine. The Blursh, like you can kind of see it. It's fine. For the effort, is it worth it? I don't think so. I don't think so. Bronzer, love. Bronzer is great. Bronzer is lovely on my forehead. Nice. I did go a bit heavy-handed. That's my fault. But I mean, I needed to match. I'm still not matching, like, at all. But that's okay. Highlight. You know what? I quite like it. I quite like it. And I can't believe I'm actually saying that. Because I was adamant I was not going to like this. But it's intense. It's so intense. But I quite like it. I quite like it. I'm still a little bit scared of that like silver, like gunmetal, silvery, cool tone Tin Man one. But, you know, eyeshadow. Let's have a look. I think that's cute. I think that's nice. Very, very pigmented. I am looking forward to doing like a proper, like normal eyeshadow look with this just to see how they blend even more. But I always say trying to get eyeshadows to blend in such a small space is so difficult. So the fact that they have done it really, really well just proves that maybe they're really good eyeshadows. Who knows? Drip, drip. Stunning, stunning, stunning. And then the lip, I'm getting a little bit of butthole lip on the side. A little bit. I probably will put a gloss on after this video, but it's a nice colour. Yeah, it's fine. So here we go. This is my next full face of Made by Mitchell. What do you guys think of this look? Do you have any of these products? What is your favourite Mitchell product? Or have you never used this brand before? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down below. Don't forget a full face of Beauty Bay is coming really, really soon. So definitely stay tuned for that. 160 likes on this video and I will be doing that. The things are currently being shipped to me. I think they're arriving today, so stay tuned because I'm so excited and I know you guys are gonna love that video as well. So this is it. This is where I'm gonna love you and leave you today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 6K by the end of the year. I think we can do it. But with that being said, this is where I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.